Oh, this episode's kind of like one of those. We just want to show you our perspectives of certain things, and what
talk about.
Yeah, talk about what we think. You see it from our perspective. It's always good to see perspectives from other people.
Or you want to hear a perspective?
I do.
This man, Nobel Prize winner Roger Penrose. This is on Space for Future on Instagram. No, not to believe everything, you know what I mean? But if you want to do, your research, I don't know. Anyways, Roger Penrose believes that the Big Bang was not the beginning of our universe, but that it was the end of it. Like,
some tenant shit.
Bro, that's some but you got to think about it. We know we've proven that time isn't like how we perceive time here on Earth. Like there is no limit within space as to what they've told us. So it's almost like I could see the Big Bang being the ending. It just hasn't gotten here yet. Or
so hear this out.
Yeah, break down what he's saying.
So what it's saying, there is no definitive, and I quote from this page, there is no definitive answer to what the universe was like before the Big Bang. Some possible theories are that the universe was an infinite stretch of ultra-hot, dense material, a small, flat, high-pressure space that was stable until something triggered its inflation.
And I love how they say something triggered, like, what, a dog? You know what I mean? Like, right. It has to be a
But then it's like we have reactions.
Power.
Well, we have reactions, and that's like what we can perceive reactions as, right?
Okay, listen, yeah.
Not to say that's
but
right.
There's definitely
not
reactions,
that.
But you're saying it was just, they're saying it was just a void of gases and this and that, and then something happened to make all of that go into life developing.
It said, all right, some possible theories are that the universe was an infinite stretch of ultra-hot, dense material, a small, flat, high-pressure space that was stable until something triggered its inflation, or a contracting state that bounced back into expansion.
I could see that. That makes
where
more
it
sense.
implodes?
Yeah, implodes.
Right?
Due to pressure, right? That's what happens in, I saw a visual of that Discovery.
The submarine.
Oh, yes.
And it was like how they described
like
an implosion would be. Like it explodes.
Their feet start curling up and stuff in their head.
And they explode.
Yeah,
because
they were so
pressure really comes in, they implode. They go with it. They go and it's weird. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's the reverse of of an explosion.
But still the same result of an explosion.
Exactly.
Somehow still it booms outwards, and I think that's what he's talking about here. Was it the Big Bang, the beginning, or the end of it?
That depends if our universe goes in cycles or not. Say
That's
we're like in a
thing.
cycle. Like,
if it was the end of it,
okay.
What if it was the end of it in the sense of it happened, but then it created a black hole that, hypothetically took that, implosion or explosion of it ending and took it to another point of time. You know what I'm saying? Because a black hole takes time and it folds it. A black hole folds time in on itself. Go ahead and show them. Points in space. Instead of going straight, that's how a black hole works. Boom, boom. So you're there already. You just travel right through it because so much pressure folded.
Time's warped around gravity.
Time is warped because of the power of the black hole. So
how big that is. That's disgusting to wrap your mind around.
Look. If that's start, so look, go ahead and show them that again. If this is start and that's end, and they're saying the Big Bang happened here, even if it did start the universe, say it created a black hole, now it's at the end, and it could still be the same ending that created the starting.
Oh my God!
You get what I'm saying? And I don't think I'm speaking out of range here. I kind of feel
sounds on point.
So that kind of sounds like what they're saying.
Right.
The ending is the end, as above is below.
It's disgusting. This was too soon. I didn't know I was
going to bounce on it like this, bro. It makes so much sense.
He added, we have a universe that expands and expands and all mass decays away. And in this crazy theory of mine, that remote future becomes the Big Bang of another aeon.
And I don't think mass decays away because of what Einstein said. Energy.
You can't break
energy,
it down.
Energy
Or
does
matter.
not matter. Energy, you can only transform it into
Right.
something else. You can never destroy it. So everything that's in space, I don't think you destroy. Because think about it. They say like, you know, big clouds of, you know, gases and stuff. I mean, that's what creates planets, you know.
I kind of want to hear. There's a. Sorry, keep going.
Audio?
Yeah.
Play it.
It's actually a universe already existing before it, and the Big Bang was merely the end of that universe. Proposed by Roger Penrose, he also said that evidence of that previous universe can still be observed today. Penrose believes that the Big Bang was not the beginning. There was something before the Big Bang, and that something is what we will have in our future. More to the point that black holes from dead universe can be detected in the one that exists today. This theory hinges on something called Hawking radiation. If they are correct, instead of a bang that formed only one cosmos, universes follow each other like rising bubbles.
The fuck.
They follow each other like rising bubbles, but we did hear the whole black hole thing involved, so I wasn't too far out.
Because, bro, wait. Like rising, wait. He said the planet, what rises like bubbles? The
The
universe?
universes, he said they like
Because they can't, like.
occupy the same space time at the same time. And maybe they bounce to where one does occupy it and then it like switches and then it switches. And maybe that creates black holes. You know what I mean?
Right.
That can then affect time.
Or worse.
Or worse.
Or
is worse better
maybe
in time?
at this point, as above.
Is below. Right.
Maybe you got to
Yin and
go through the bad to get to the good.
Big Bang, you hear that and you think it's the end.
Right.
If you hear Big Bang, you're gonna think of the end, especially nowadays. If we heard like, you know, total explosion, we're thinking like, okay, the Earth is dead. Right. But the Big Bang was the start. Right. But at the same time, now we're hearing that certain scientists are saying that that's the end. And
that's a theory too.
That's a theory.
And that whole post was, what are your thoughts on it? So
and they broke
that's
down
cool.
theirs, and then we broke down ours, and
ended up being not too
fucking far out.
Right.
Yeah,
I've got a crazy video for you guys if you guys want to watch it. It's a thing called quantum entanglement.
Oh yeah, I've heard about some
it has
quantum
kind of
entanglement.
something to do with this. Let me see if I can turn the music down real quick.
In my mind, I'm guessing this is where the multiverses collide.
Right.
What? Oh,
is this it?
The way quantum entanglement works is that you can take two particles, quantum entangle them, and then take those two particles and move them at any distance in the cosmos. And let's just say, for example, if you quantum entangle two electrons and you have them spinning in the same direction, and then you take one of those electrons and you shoot that thing out 100,000 light years from the original. If you then rotate the spin on the one electron, if you modify it so that its spin changes, the quantum entangled electron at any distance will simultaneously in no time switch its rotation also because they're quantum entangled. So these communication systems are taking advantage of this aspect of quantum mechanics that most people can't wrap their heads around, and this is what they're utilizing. It's just the new level of science that affords us the ability to communicate at any distance instantaneously.
Can you explain quantum entanglement?
All right, so let's break that down in our words. You know what I mean? Because I think we got a good understanding of that. I got a pretty good. So basically, they're saying that since two protons or electrons are quantum entangled, which I don't know if they're saying that they can do that or if they already are. Is that what they're saying?
I think they think they understand the science behind it.
Okay, so they know that it's there now. They never knew it was there now. That makes sense. So basically, it kind of ties back to the energy cannot be destroyed nor transformed now, or cannot be transformed. It can be transformed. It cannot be created or destroyed. So like all matter, all energy is here. It's been here. Big Bang. I mean, that makes sense. It's all been here. It's all transformed into different aspects, planets, stars, yada, 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 everything. Solar systems. It was all here. You know what I mean? But it doesn't go anywhere. Yeah. Think about it. You know what I mean? The only way it could go anywhere is like a black hole. What were we just listening to again?
The video.
About quantum entanglement. So, quantum entanglement. I guess we figured out that, you know, these electrons are able to, like they said, simultaneously react at the same time, no matter distance or fucking damn near dimensions, if you think about it. Because if you go far enough, that's different, like light speed. Bro.
Think about like
That's
a
different
possibility
light
of like the electrons in your body reacting with another yourself in a dimension, and it's causing
you to do similar things.
another dimension.
Because they say that they say that there are, you know, non-stop amounts of
What
parallel
is it,
dimensions
the
and-
bubble universe theory.
Yeah,
or something
that
like
is where there are so many things that are so similar. The only difference would be like you're
Blue shirt
fucking,
or
you're,
something.
you know what I mean? You're
I'd have, like,
freckle.
no ear.
Well, yeah, you'd have no ear in the accent, but nothing else would be different.
Could you
know what I
imagine
mean?
meeting yourself, bro? Like a different, like one who's lived that life, but it's still you.
Yes, bro. Oh, I seen him. He was coming
was
in on
that,
you,
dude?
bro. It's a little gnat, but he had some like. He
backed
had a
up too or
protocol
something, bro.
though. Like it was like, no, don't engage. And then he like, yeah.
He's
took
like, he
away.
noticed me. Oh
Yeah.
shit, he's by you, bro.
Yeah. Oh, is he?
I saw him.
Engage with the target. So quantum entanglement, yeah, I fuck with that's crazy, dude.
I was thinking, what if, and we were talking about the
Big Bang.
protons or
protons
electrons.
or electrons. Okay, imagine if
Basically-
it's like all of them everywhere, like
Yeah.
on the same page, kind of deal. Wait,
Come on, break it down. You
well,
got it.
because they're talking about two different.
They're talking about like, yeah, an electron and an electron. Now we know that if we have one here on Earth, and if we send one fucking no matter what distance in space, because that's the
Oh.
farthest we can send shit, it can then communicate with each other because they're entangled still. I think that basically means no matter how far, you know, an electron or a proton is from each other, it is still together
Connected.
through, I don't know, quantum entanglement. That's the word they're using, but I don't
crazy.
really think
Yeah.
there's a full, full conceptual understanding of what the fuck that is.
Right.
But where were you going? You were going
Another-
somewhere.
well,
You were
I-
going somewhere with it, and I liked where you were going. Because you're saying like, what if all?
It said that even if they're separated by billions of light years of space, despite their vast separation, a change induced in one will affect the other.
So, bro, even light. So that's saying
man, that's
time.
crazy.
That's saying time. That's time traveling.
Literally.
Because if we were
Or
able to,
dimensional
dimensional
like you're saying,
traveling.
which I was thinking about aliens nowadays. Like
Yeah.
instead of a spacecraft or a high intelligence,
Holy
it's
shit.
dimensionally entangled.
Listen this though. So now that we know that that happens, what if we coded an electron? Coded another electron to where this electron will now do something, aka maybe reciprocate, or who knows?
Right.
Now that we know
Or-
that electron, so basically what I'm getting at is we're here at home base. That electron is God knows how far away. We can send code to it to where now it's going to react.
But the problem is that the reaction with that
It's in a
proton
different time.
and will still affect us.
We don't really know what it would do then.
But not us, but the same exact identical proton, right? It'd have
the
to
same exact, yeah, not us, but the same exact. But what if we put it on a large scale?
Try to
Like you were
understand
saying.
this example.
Here we go. Go ahead and read it.
So let's just say two entangled balls, each in its own box. In this metaphor, the balls can be either yellow or red once observed. For now, they are in a state of superposition, or both yellow and red at the same time.
First of all, I just want to make it. This one looks a little bit more narrow, and this one's a little bit wider.
I think it's
gotta-
just giving us the view.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Until you observe the balls. Mine is yellow. Mine is yellow too. If the first one is yellow, the other will be yellow.
Okay.
Mine is red. Now mine is also red. If the first one is red, the other will be red. The objects remain connected even over vast distances. Scientists think of entangled objects as really being a single object.
Oh, just split.
But what if one observer decides to look at their ball from a different angle in the side of the box, and the balls revert back to the state of superposition to have a 50% chance of being yellow and a 50% chance of being red?
So
The
there's
viewer-
there's some things in between it that are still different, but that is by the perspective of the viewer.
That's what I also noticed.
The viewer might find a yellow ball now, even though there's a pair of balls that have previously both been red. what the heck? My ball was just red.
What the fuck?
Now, if the second observer also looks at their ball from the side view, it won't match what the first observer
So the
saw.
perspective has to be the same.
ball-
So
Balls
it
are still
was which way
entangled.
you're looking in which direction.
Yeah.
But the viewer sees depending on what they look at the ball. This is because the entangled information about the color does not lie within one ball, but exists in the connection between the balls. I'm confused as fuck.
Because if you
I
go
get
up
it.
again, all the way to the top where we started,
Where it's in the superstition.
these are two different perspectives.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I get what you're saying.
Okay.
But it's in superstition, so they're both red and yellow at the
Could
same
gone
time.
either way.
But we're looking at it at a perspective to where we both will get the same outcome. But she was looking at it because once we start going down where they're out of superstition, these are out of superstition, and then they go back into what if one observer decides to look at their ball from a different angle? So the observation, the perspective has
She's
changed.
looking at it from the side.
She's looking at it from the side. He's looking above. So the ball would revert back to the state of superstition, which is a 50% chance of being yellow and a 50% chance of being red. So once the perspective is changed, the ball reverts back to superstition, which is a 50 and 50 chance. Before that, if they're both looking at it the same perspective, no matter the distance, it will always be the same. But at the same time, it still is the same. It's just perspective.
Because she's looking at it from this way. Now all of
Exactly.
a sudden,
So the
boom.
viewer might find a yellow ball, but what the fuck? My ball is yellow. But it's not because you're looking at it differently because that ball went back to superstition. Now, if the second observer also looks at the same perspective, he's going to see the ball yellow. He's going to be like, what the fuck? Mine was
they're
just
both
red
yellow.
because it's 50-50. He just changed his perspective. Now he's in the same perspective of her. He's in the 50% of her. Before he was in the 50% of his. It's all the same
And
ball.
that's where the communication can come from.
Exactly.
Because now you guys are seeing this. You know what I mean? Once you connect and it's like, and are on the same page, like.
then you know it's the same
Point.
or
Right.
perspective.
You guys look at the same thing, same object.
Exactly.
You know, you're looking at
And
the same.
understanding that, yeah.
From afar off, different.
And once
different.
someone says that, someone says, it'd probably be a robot, says that they're viewing the ball differently and it's saying that it's different, then you know, okay, then I need to view the ball the same way that it's viewing the ball 100 billion, miles away. But it's still the same exact observation at the same exact time, even though it's that far away.
You know what it makes me think of is like
broke it down.
Mistachrome or those one like it's like those like Cody's got that like picture of Peyton Manning. If you look at it from different angles, like
Yes,
it's throwing
yeah,
the ball
all those type
further.
of-
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So you kind of have to
Kinda
stand.
like that.
Yes. 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 I knew there was something in here. Bro, so you would have to, it was almost like we would have to like follow each
Some
other.
of them are more like.
Like say you were closer.
Yeah.
Oh, but like say you were closer to it and I was behind you, as
We
long
would
as we
have-
followed in the same like direct.
Yeah.
But if we look at it in a different
If
perspective,
you're all the way over here at a 90
not
degree
gonna
from the
understand.
left and I'm 90 from the right, we'd literally be like, bro,
Yeah.
we're looking at two different things, but it's literally
Yeah.
the exact same thing. That's a
hey,
good metaphor.
right? You know what I mean?
I don't know what those are called,
I forget.
but basically the motherfucking like posters and stuff, not transparent, but the posters that where you look at it at different angles, it shows different. Usually it's like a scary, you'll see a normal look, and then you look at
Yeah,
it from the
in
right,
haunted
it's like a
houses.
haunted
Yeah,
shit. Everyone
yeah,
knows that. So
yeah.
hit us with the name of that, and you'll know what we're saying because we just broke it down into a metaphor for on Earth.
right.
A lenticular print.
Lenticular.
Break it down for us, Bubba.
Lenticular.
That was worse. Say
Lenticular.
It. Just say it.
Lenticular. It shows two or more
lenticular?
images.
Lenticular.
Did it start with L or E?
Yeah, L.
Lenticular.
Shows two or more images by changing the angle from which the print is viewed.
It's crazy.
Okay, so lenticular painting. That
Painting.
makes sense. Lenticular.
Makes sense.
Because you're changing
What doesn't make sense is how do you paint that, or like how does
how
that
you print
happen?
that. That means that what perspective were you at?
Right.
You'd have to be on both. You'd have to be able to see both to put it all into one. Or is it one on top of the other and it does have some transparency in it to where No matter where you're looking at it, it changes. Because I don't think you'd be able to do both, right? There's got to be levels to what was it? Transgender or
Lenticular.
Translenticular print.
Right.
I like that. All right, you want to grab that notepad? Let's see what we got. See if we got one we could cover without Vince being here, hopping on the computer, because I know